feel like as men and even women, God calls us to remain single for a reason. And I've actually been convicted on this several times, but just chasing a woman, chasing that partner, chasing that love has disrupted my soul and my spirit. It's got me distracted, and it's blinded me from the calling which God's given me right here and right now. In the Bible, in Genesis, God sends Adam a helper. He formed her out of one of his ribs, because it's not good for man to be alone. A helper is very beneficial for all of us. When we chase others, it is in our will, it's not in His will. When we wait patiently for the person He has for a life, that's on God's time. It's time to embrace this lonely chapter of your life. It's not always going to be easy, but you just gotta ignore your flesh. I know it craves a relationship, being able to have a first Christmas with the love of your life, or Valentine's Day, or whatever. But at the end of the day, if it's in our plan, it's not really worth it. If something's not in your will, it just doesn't feel right. It doesn't. You feel the conviction. You just feel out of place. All we can do is ask God to allow us to grow in this time, accept being alone by ourselves, and just building a relationship with Him. Because at the end of the day, that's what matters the most. I mean, think about it. We're like all selfish in our own ways. But God, He's never selfish. He's selfless. So His love is greater than a love that any human could give you. Even your wife or your family or your brothers or your sister. His love is even greater. So I'm going to tell you, it's a lot better to be alone than to have the wrong people around you. In 1 Corinthians 15:33, do not be deceived. Evil company corrupts good habits. That's the New King James Version. Or bad company corrupts good character. Either way you want to put it. But it's true. You're blinded from your walk and your purpose if you're chasing after this woman who doesn't have the Lord in their heart. Or you're hanging out with these friends who brush God off to the side. Or even if your family members don't know Christ that well, or they put Him to the side as well. You gotta be careful how much time you spend around these people. And I know it's tough. You go to work every day and you're around people who aren't spiritual. It corrupts you. It really does. It's definitely corrupted me. Even just like in my language, the language that I use. You'll catch yourself doing something that God knows you shouldn't be doing. A verse that really pops out to me when it comes to being around the wrong people, even when you have to bear it, is Philippians 4:7. And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds through Jesus Christ. Separate yourself from the way that the world walks. Not in a prideful way, not in the I'm holier than you way, but in a way that honors the Lord. That's what we're doing it for. It's not to to be holier than somebody or better than somebody. It's just to honor the Lord simply, to boast about the Lord. No other reason. But part of being alone is not being part of the crowd. God didn't call us to walk through the wide gate. He called us to walk through the narrow gate. I'm beyond blessed. I'm beyond thankful for the season of singleness I'm in right now. And I wouldn't want it any other way. He's really changed the desires of my heart, and that's all I've asked him to do. And I'm starting to understand now that maybe this single thing isn't so bad. Maybe the single thing is what I need in my life right now. This is just a part of the process. And I love the process because I know the process brings forth great things. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.